So I believe everyone did receive the EDM's emails invites about this webinar. So last month or last few months, we have been doing a lot of webinar also, but more focus on like factories, simulations, 2D, 3D drawing, 3D modeling, that kind of thing. But today's session is a little bit different. So if you read the description from your EDM, so today's session is more about data management and how the data flow should flows in the manufacturing world. Okay. So let's move on. Okay. So again, my name is Said. So in case you want to follow me on LinkedIn, you can scan the QR code and you can get connected on LinkedIn. Okay, so I'm the solution consultant manager for our Autodesk distributor here in Malaysia. So our topic today is all about connected design and manufacturing. Okay, we won't talk so much about how to draw, how to model, how to validate design, but we focus on the data itself. Okay, so there are a lot of quotes or saying or tagline out there on the market on LinkedIn, Facebook, or whatever. You can saw something like this: data is the new oil. So is this true? Is this real? Why do people say that data is the new oil? Can you use data to run your car? Interesting. Okay, so now, is data really the new oil? Is it really that valuable? Okay, so now every company, so every equipment, machinery, every device running on data. So you are consuming data each and every day. Even now, we are consuming data. Probably if you're on your mobile phone, you are using mobile data. Still data. Okay, so is it really the new oil? So if data is the new oil, so you need to understand your strategy. How do you manage data? How unmanaged data will impact your organizations? Okay, how do you plan your data landscape? Okay, before you selecting your tools. Okay, so basically it's all about planning, and then the rest is selecting your tool or your drill, or your applications or whatnot. Okay, a little bit of safe harbor statement. So some of the things or some of the solution probably is not available in ASEAN yet or pending releases. Okay, let me just go to focus on our first topic, connected design and manufacturing. Okay, so nowadays, without fully connected environment, connected data environment, many activities across design and manufacturing are hindered. So basically, they are not connected. The design and the manufacturing are not communicated. So if there's any design issue or design of the component that cannot be manufactured, it will be you will only know it at a later stage after the machinist or the production give reviews, or probably before they start machining it, then only you know. So that's already like late. Okay, so companies have not traditionally implemented some data management practice in the design department. I don't know, probably companies are using share folders, or maybe use emails or whatnot. Okay, with the capabilities to share existing or current data. Okay, but without the capabilities to control versions, data versions, drawing versions, or 3D model versions, or I don't know, document versions. Okay, so there's no way to maintain or to control latest files. Okay, along with all other collaboration capabilities. So first is to manage the file, to know what is the latest file, who make the latest changes, who make the changes, can we return, go back to the older versions, all this. So this is very critical. So let's say in some situation when you are looking for a critical information and it's inaccessible, you cannot find it. Okay, so decision making, accurate decision making cannot be made. Some duplicated effort and errors and time consumption as will happen. So that is why managing a data is very, very important. Okay, the industry has tools that support all these detailed analytics across the business. Okay, to monitor all the performance, all the operations of the machines or their products. Okay, so now all the tools are also incorporating machine learning and also AI. Now is the AI days, so everyone is learning about AI in a ways. Okay, so the trends that impacting design and manufacturing. Okay, so digital transformation. So this is something that you probably heard this not just in my session, not just in Autodesk session. You will hear this a lot. Okay, in construction also. Okay, so we are talking today about when we talk about digital transformation, the foundation of which is why we need to connect data and make data accessible. So this capability enables company to make the best decisions possible because they have all the data, all the updated data. Okay, with digital transformation, this is where all the latest technology, AI, IoT, machine learnings will be able to help you. Okay, macroeconomics, the demand trends now shift faster than ever. So now we are requiring more frequent and faster design cycle, which is there's a lot of demands of new product changes or product improvements. Okay, ethic and sustainability. So I'm not sure where you are at. Probably some of you are in Singapore, some of you are in Malaysia. But now, sustainability, so ESG. So this is a trend. So this is the movement that required, all the manufacturers are required to comply in a way. Okay, so there are already grants or helps funds to help companies move towards sustainable way. Someone is typing. Okay. All right. So manufacturing is struggling to find all the qualified workforce. So this is also common. Okay. So most companies have disconnected workflow. So this is common. A lot of companies have disconnected workflows. They thought they have connected workflow, but it's actually not really connected somehow in a way. Only maybe connected based on their understanding. Okay, design departments are usually in a factory or in a company or in engineering firm. Usually the design departments are the one with the most digitally advanced tools, okay, compared to what procurements, HR and all. So usually the design departments, the engineering departments are the one with the most advanced tool. Okay, by the time we get to the production, we can find, by the time we get to the engineering, so data is well connected within the team, but always not shared to all the related shareholder. Probably latest data is not shared to procurements. Okay, so this is what we're trying to address. Okay, by the time the data went to productions, okay, so this is where all the even lower level of digital maturity, probably you send to production is a PDF. Something that already been approved, just send PDF to production. That production work their magic. Okay, if there are changes, you need to redo the whole cycle again. Okay, so 80% of business data usually goes unused because people are unable to reuse it because they cannot find it. Okay, most companies looking to optimize their current activity by implementing new ones. Okay, imagine you already have some workflows happening around, but it's not optimized. But instead of optimizing it, you add a new workflows or new activities implemented. This is all will add to more chaos. Okay. Okay, that is before this is just on within the organization. Now, if we're talking with outside of the organizations, multiple organizations, third party company, contractors, and all. So a lot of chaos will happen. Okay, we need access to the current organized data so that we can connect activity across product design. Connected data will drive collaboration, visibility, also good decision making. So without connected data, we can't make the best decisions. Okay, so now we go to the solution. So the Autodesk solution on the connected design and manufacturing. Okay, so the goal is here to improve collaboration between teams by reducing development time, eliminating all the errors. So make sure all the manufacturing are more efficient, increasing flexibility, and then make better decisions and improve collaborations. Okay, let me just go next. Okay, so to go towards digital transformations or data, right? Nature of the workforce need to shift. So this is where the changes need to happen. Okay, AI and generative capabilities, creativity and innovation. This is all happening now. Supply chain resilience, sustainability. So 72% of leaders believe that sustainability measures can generate over 5% of additional revenues. Okay, summary on the value of connected design and manufacturing. Operational flexibility, reduce time to market, improve product designs, environmental benefit, reduce operational costs, and increase efficiency. Now, this is where we get into the more detailed stuff. Okay, so the stages of connected design and manufacturing. So this is, as you can see here, maybe I add a pen. Let's see. Okay, so the first one here, design data management. So this is where we manage our design data, drawing, 2D drawings, 3D models, whatever. Excel, PDF, this is all falls in here. Okay, design data. Okay, and then after all our internal things, we already settle. I mean, we already collaborate, we all manage properly. Then go to the next stage. This is where collaboration with external stakeholders. So example, you have your own contractor to do all the engineering services, productions, machinists. So how do you collaborate with them? So this is the next stages. Okay, change management for design data. So if you are, so there are multiple scenarios. So one scenario is all in-house. So you can all manage it on premise. But if it's all scattered location, you probably need to utilize cloud nowadays. Okay, manufacturing data management, shop floor connectivity. So to connect from design, okay, so from design to shop floor nowadays. Okay, so how do you do this? So a lot, I mean, in Malaysia, especially, so the shop floor and the design, so usually they are disconnected. Okay, some of the shop floor that I know don't even have internet access. They only have intranet. Okay, and then how do you manage the quality? So how the quality, so let's say example, there are some defects on the designs. How do we reflect back in the here, design data management? Okay, if there's no data management, how it will go back to here to inform, oh, there need some changes or amendment on the design data. Okay, change management for manufacturing data and so on. Okay, so that's the example. Okay. Yes, because here it is all in. Okay. Okay, so the reason why we need connected data is 80% of business data is never used or never being reused because we don't have the ability to reuse it effectively. Okay, if we cannot reuse it, we will have duplicate efforts, outdated design, mistakes in planning execution, and keep repeating this and a lot of errors. Okay, AI will help, but still AI will depend a lot on data as well. AI cannot deliver any value if data is not digital, okay, and structured. So nowadays people are talking about AI, but AI or data, if your data is not accurate or not updated or not connected, then the AI will not be able to help you to be more productive as well. Okay, so right. So what Autodesk can help is to connect data, to connect the teams, internal and external, and to connect it workflows, like from design to engineering to production, so maybe to purchasing and all. So to connect all these workflows, different team and different workflows. Okay, so the technology landscape that Autodesk in manufacturing are able to help is there are five solutions landscape. Okay, if you're looking something more related to MES or manufacturing execution system, we can look at fusion operations. So if we are looking at PDM or data management or to collaborate, review, minor review, we can look into the fusion teams. If we want to focus more on product life cycle management, okay, so this is where the things like the new product improvements or new product introductions, NPI, or this is falls under here. Product data management, this is on-premise, but with the capabilities to connect to all the above, which is on the cloud. Okay, so Vault is the only so-called on-prem here, which is not run on cloud. It run on local server, but with the capability to be configured to connect to cloud if you are required to collaborate with external stakeholder. Fusion match manufacturing extensions for CAM programming of CNC and all. Okay, so when we put it into landscape, PLM, we have engineering, inventor, even AutoCAD is also here. Okay, just the logo is not there. Even AutoCAD also here. Let me just draw that for you. Okay, Inventor Pro, CAM, factory design, utilities, power inspect, and so on, power mill. Okay, this is all PDM and PDM related. Okay, this is all the technology landscape, stages, and workflow. Okay, so now we look back at the stages. On the earlier slide, we talked about stages, design, data management. So data stored on network, facilitating enhanced collaboration capabilities. Why it need to be on network? So that it's accessible to everyone. It also supports version control and traceability between design and manufacturing data files. So version control is very important. Imagine now I'm doing the design files, make some edits, save it. Probably it's version 4. My colleague open it up after that, make some changes and save it again. Now it become version 5. Tomorrow probably become version 6, 7, 8, 9, and whatnot. Okay. Imagine we need to go back to the older versions, which is the version 3 that I created maybe a few days ago. So here we can go back to whatever versions that we wanted because we can track back. So all the metadata of the changes and all stored in the PDM data. In this case, is on Vault. Okay. Automate version control, change requests. So nowadays, if you, let's say you need some changes, you want to ask your team members to do some changes. How you do it? What's the method that you do it? WhatsApp them. Hello, engineer 1, can you extend the bolt to 4 mm, add some new holes? WhatsApp, emails. But with PDM data management, all that can be done from within the platform and it's trackable. You can assign to who, you can set the due dates and so on. Okay, so maybe we look at the example. Where is my... Oh, okay. Oops, one moment, I need to turn off. Okay, so now let's look at some example. So example, this is on Inventor. So it also can be done on AutoCAD. So let's say we have some CAD drawings. Okay, so CAD drawings opens on Inventor. So let's say initial load to Vault. So this platform, so I want to load it to Vault, keep it in Vault. Okay. So now I have this. So this is a separate, okay, another files. Also loading it to Vault. Okay, so it can be done simultaneously, all simultaneously. So now you can see here. So this is where you can see early release state. Okay, so you can see revisions. There are also versions. So now let's say after the drawings or the design has been in release state, in this example, probably released to manufacturing, then realize that there are some changes or some thing need to be amended. Okay, let's say like that measurements, okay, change to a different size or make it bigger a little bit. Okay, we give some markups. Dimension change, okay, but remember the file earlier has been released to manufacturing. Okay, means it's already have its revisions. So now I'm creating a change order because the file has been released. So I'm asking somebody to make the changes. Okay. So from revision A, now it becomes revision B because there are already some requests to change the things after it been released. Okay. So let's say now I make some changes to the models. Okay, change the length as requested. Okay, so let's say go back, make some changes. After I make the changes according to the markups notes, okay, I just need to save it back or check in that file again into the platform. Okay, now I go back to the ECO or change order and I can resubmit and then maybe comment that this is done. Okay, so the changes is done. So all that is trackable. Okay, so next when we talk about data collaboration with external stakeholder, so this will enable automatic sharing of current file. So we're talking about current file. So only current file will be shared unless we specify on older versions or some versions that we wanted to. Okay, we can control what can we share, what can the receiver do. Will they be able to edit or will they be able to only view? Okay, so example here. So again, on the platform, so this is Vault platform. Let's say I can click share view. So I just click share view of the demo caliper revision A. Okay, so I can create a name or just rename it external sharings. Okay, so once I click share, so it will give me a shareable link that I can share to people. Okay, I can view in browser, so the receiver can later copy that link and view it in browser, internet browser, your favorite Safari or Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge. You can use it to view the design. Okay, so by default, the expiry date of that shared view is 7 days, but it is extendable, so you can extend it. Okay, so now you can see this is internet browser. This is, I believe this is Edge. You can see you can view the models in the browser. Okay, you have all the properties settings. Okay, at the bottom here, you'll be able to explode the assemblies. So let's say I want to explode that brake caliper to see what's inside. I can do that. I can measure, I can mark up, zoom in, zoom out, and so on. Okay. And the receiver will not have access to the IP, I mean to the original files, unless you want to send them. So let's say, even though this is on-prem, we can also share it externally. We can depend on email. So we can send that file over via email, or we can send it via cloud. Okay. So like in this case, I'm attaching it to email. So you can see the files all send to emails. Okay, put the receiver details, and it will be sent over, and it will be tracked as well. So the detail of shared to who will be available. Okay, so this is another platform where we can use Fusion also to share. So if let's say this is like joint project, so there are people who are not in your office, different location, contractors, so they can connect to our design via cloud. Okay, so we can assign whatever data, file, or project that can only be seen by them. So they can only very limited or restricted data or project, things that we allow, we as the owner allow them to see. Okay, change management is like we ask people to change something, change requests, change distance between brake pad and caliper. In this case, okay, the space is too big. So who's going to make the changes? What is the part that is related to these changes? We can put all that information. What is the affected item? We can add. Okay. In this case, there's the brake caliper and the brake pads. Okay. Attach the files. Okay. The details, the sum descriptions, save and send. So specify target dates. Okay. Target completions. By who, assigned to who, who's the reviewer, all that we can customize. Okay, initiate tasks, confirm, send it over to them. Okay, this is already on schedule. So from dashboard, we can see. So this is the outstanding work. So let's say it has been assigned. Okay, so let's say after amendment is done, so we can clear that assignment. So let's say in this case, over here, what is the, okay, check if parameter exists in inventor, how much effort needed, check how fast could the work done, how fast the amendment can be done. So the assignee who received the task need to go and check the models to see if the parameter is there. Okay, how long is the changes is needed. Okay, the parameter is correct. Okay, offset slot. Okay, and then so let's say I want to comment to, okay, all possible within estimate of 2 hours, example. So we can respond back to the change order request. Okay, so that's on change order. So manufacturing data management, we can connect Vault to all the CAM application that we have. So for Autodesk, it can connect it to Power Mill, feature cams. Okay. So from Vault shop floor connectivity, so if we can also control the view, the shop floor informations from within Vault. So let's say brake calipers, I mean, fast forward this a little bit. Okay, so let's say I assign some information. So we know that the NC file exists. So from the machine, we can connect to our data management to see what is the NC file. So what is the G code that's going to be used? So instead of using thumb drive, plug into the machines and run, so now we can connect to our data management. In case there are changes, the update can be done from within the data management platform. Okay, so let's say for quality management, so fast forward, so we can track quality. So let's say create production order. So within this date, this production number X123, for example, we can detect the material that we use, the material supplier, the machine runtime. Okay, so what's the product that's been running? Okay, what's the quantity? What is the time taken to complete that? Okay, let's say this is so the report of the production itself is available. Okay, now to summarize all this, I know there's a lot of information. Today's session is more focused on data and explanations, not much on design. Okay, hope you're not boring with the sessions. So the workflow from menu for more, the workflow, core workflow details. Design data management, configuring the data management environments, managing data, within Vault, connecting from data to manufacturing, collaborating with external, the second stage, change management process, define the environments. Fusion is the cloud environments, configure desktop manufacturing, configuring machine tools, quality process, and also the change management for manufacturing data. Okay, let's look at the most common stage one. So this is by, I have two. Okay, one is on-prem, purely on-prem. So gather all the information, all the data. Maybe you have your existing project, you want to load it, you want to start with some specified projects. Okay, define the data you want to work with, set up the environments, so the backup, who is the user or they're going to involve, collect the feedbacks, execute user. Okay, so here is all that the step. Okay, so this is from the top is for the engineering team. So the second is more towards from the IT to define the Vault architecture, what server to use, what infra to use, what workflow to use, who is going to be the approver, and so on. After all that been specified, configuration and production rollout. Okay, so that's summary of the steps. Okay, this is very straightforward. If you are starting with a new empty or new blank projects, we just link our AutoCAD and Inventor with Vault. So whatever design or part that we draw and save, it will automatically save in Vault. So where is the workflow 1A is where like you already have your existing, you want to load everything to Vault. So this is workflow 1A. Workflow 1B is a bit more straightforward. Okay, workflow 2 is where we are going to also implement it cloud. Some of the file will be shared over cloud. Okay. Collaborating with external stakeholders. Okay, so since Vault by default, by nature, it is on-premise. Okay, on-prem, we can also collaborate with external, but we can only send or attach files via email. Okay, and also Vault also have its Vault Mobile, where Vault Mobile is accessible via phone. So let's say for approval, so the approval manager, a manager can approve a design or approve changes via mobile. Okay. So workflow 2 is where we use Fusion Team Project. So instead of previously we use only Vault, now we use Fusion Team. So all the data will be stored on Fusion Team, Fusion platform. Okay, no need to synchronize as all data is stored in cloud, it automatically synchronizes. So all parties are working at one place. Okay, so for change management, like approval flow, okay, the step that need to be considered, like define who is the participant, who is going to receive notification email, how they're going to receive it. Okay, and okay, approval and approval flow and so on. Okay, so that is the example of all the steps. Okay, so now let me fast forward all that to here again. Okay, key stages, the core workflows. Okay, so all that being shared just now within 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, so all about data. Okay, so it is impossible to show everything in 1 hour. Okay, this I already simplified. So in case after this you want to know more, okay, how you want to start with data management, you can drop us or reply the email, invitation email that you receive. Okay, and then we can start with some meetings to understand further if it's doable, how can we help, how we can advise, and so on. Okay, so that's on that. So in case, let's see, I will have the name. Okay, so already at the end of the presentations. So if you want to see more contents like this, or even better than mine, so we have multiple platforms that you can go into. We have our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, we have Facebook that you can access to. Okay, so all this is available for you. So recently I've been doing a lot on YouTube, uploading stuff on YouTube. So you probably see some more content on YouTube. Okay, so let's see if we have any questions from the floor. If you have any questions, you can type in the chat box or the Q&A box, or if you're shy, probably later on you can reply the emails and we can communicate via emails. Or you want to, maybe, just maybe, you want to get connected via LinkedIn. Yes, we can get connected here, no problem. Okay, you can scan me and connect it. We get connected via LinkedIn. We can chat via LinkedIn in case you're shy. So if not, then we can end the sessions, and please have a look and be on standby to see our next session, probably within 3 weeks or 1 month. Okay.